Hey, it's Linda E. And if you know anything about me, you know that I love all things superheroes, all things comics. So when I had the opportunity to interview the creator of Scotland's first black superhero, you know I had to jump at the chance. Oh my God. Etienne Kubwabo. Hi.
Hi, how you doing? Thank you. I like the energy. I love it.
Listen, I was super duper gassed. I was like, wait. Comics are my thing anyway. And to have a black superhero, where do I start? Sign me up, sign me up. So we're gonna get straight into it. Okay. Where do you draw inspiration from? What got you into the world of comics and superheroes?
I mean, I remember growing up back home. Obviously, we didn't have access to like television sets and access to comic books. But I used to watch movies at my neighbor's house, like movies, animation. And then I remember watching these Adventures of Tintin. I don't know if you know it. This boy with the little dog. And then from there, I was super fascinated about how these characters can just go on an adventure worldwide, get on a ship.
Yeah.
So as a young kid, I remember getting my little brothers and sisters and kind of putting them on the other side of a broken television set. You know, like the ones from the 80s with the big back. So we had one that was broken. So I would just go in and pretend to be like a news anchor or an actor and act out a few scenes. And then, and it was super entertaining. My brothers would be laughing at me, say, "You're crazy," or whatever. But I can remember like being a young boy just interested in anything to do with the arts, acting, movies, and animation. Then when I moved back to the UK, obviously more opportunities for me to want to access the comic books and just kind of get into that world. So that's how it kind of started from a really young age. Yeah.
You know what? It sounds like we had a similar upbringing because I was obsessed with Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So I would make my siblings reenact a particular scene from season 4, the penultimate episode of Buffy, and I'd make them try and learn the words and everything. So I'm with you there.
Definitely.
But we need to talk Beats of War.
Beats of War.
Beats of War. Now, I have read episode 1, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I was left wanting more. Like I read it, I was like, wait, where's more? So I need to know what made you write Beats of War? How did it come about?
I mean, like, the African culture, we all love music, don't we? And when there's a party in the house, in an African house, we're gonna dance after food, or it's gonna be a vibe there of music. So when I came to the UK, I've always DJed in clubs and festivals, because DJing is kind of like a fun thing for me to do because I like music and the whole idea of how music brings people together. So when I got to the UK in 2009, and then decided to go to college, and then after college I went uni, but just the whole journey of me going to college and university, I made some really good friends in Scotland and the rest of the UK, made some really awesome people, but also faced a lot of racism, like just living here. Like we had people throwing stones at our house.
Are you serious?
Like you could go to a shop and someone would follow you around as if like you cannot afford something. And then I remember one scenario that kind of sparked my whole creative craziness to go for it is I took my car for MOT, and then I got given like a brand new Benz that just came out by this company, Arnold Clark. And then I got stopped by the police 10 times in 1 week. And 5 of them were the same police,
Stop it.
And I was like, so me leaving Africa and coming here, I was like, okay, I thought this was going to be like a free world where you can own and do whatever you want to do.
Where everyone is equal.
So I started feeling like I didn't belong, or I felt like I was discriminated because of the skin of my color. I was like, right, I've got my friends who turn into violence or act a certain way when the police stops them. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to get all that and convert that into a story, And I wasn't sure how I was going to do that. Okay, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, went to get a glass of water in the fridge. And then that's when I was like, if I can create a comic book and tell all these stories that shows world where I come from.
Yeah.
You know, the world where the character comes from represents where we come from, because we're immigrants in this country. This is not our original home. And then have Glasgow as the playground of this story. And in the UK, we don't have a lot of superheroes as well. So I feel like that was the best way to kind of infuse these two worlds together, and also tell my stories of my experiences, but also putting music in the comic book, because the character comes from a planet that has no music and finds music here in the UK. So I just feel like just doing that way, telling the story that way, could just kind of shift my energy, my frustration of things I was going through. And the comic book was the best way to do it. And also because I've been a DJ, and the whole idea why you found that there was an element to music. Is the whole idea of how people come together through music. Like, it doesn't matter your color, skin. Like, if you meet in a festival and people enjoy music, it's just love and unity. And it's just the vibe, you know? So I feel like that has to be part of it. So yeah, that's how I came up with it.
I love it. And I noticed that the main protagonist, E.T., he assumes, I don't want to give too many spoilers, but he assumes the identity of a policeman. Now, I found that very interesting, because we're in a climate where there's a lot of tension between police and, Black people. Was it intentional that you made him take over a policeman?
Yes, I did, because I wanted to see in our position, if we're a police officer, how would you make these decisions, So I made that intentionally. Yes, I'm glad that you picked that up.
Listen, when I read it, I loved it. I'm a huge fan of comics and superheroes, and to have one, like you said, we don't really have many superheroes in the UK, period, let alone a Black one. So I was just like, I got to read this thoroughly,
Yeah. And obviously, I don't know if you've seen the character. The character comes from a name, Etienne.
I know, I clocked it. I was going to tell you that next. I saw, because for me, it was like a little play on E.T. extraterrestrial, the whole alien connotation, but also your name as well. So I love the way you wove that all into it.
Yeah, nice one. And did you pick up the Etiennes as well? People from my planet called
Etiennes. No, I didn't clock that part.
Yeah, so that's the people from the planet are called Etienne. So we kind of played around the whole thing.
I see it. So how many, what do you call them, episodes? Do you call them chapters? Do you call them books? How long is the series of Beats of War?
I mean, I've written up to issue 5, and then after that, I'll just kind of like divert to like Mighty Universes. So in a few months, we're gonna release another one, So up to issue 5, and then we can choose one character and then go to another universe. Like maybe it's mom who's from Earth, and maybe it's sister, or so we can just kind of like explore these different worlds. I want to be a big thing. I mean, we don't have Black superheroes inspire us. Do you know the feeling when you went to watch like Endgame and the way you
Black
come up?
Panther, rest in peace.
Rest in peace. The kind of feel, I felt so proud to be African. When I went to watch Black Panther, I came out, I was like, I gotta do it. That was the day that I started writing the script. I'm telling you.
Really?
Because I had the idea before, but I was so scared. I was like, what are people gonna think? This random guy doing a comic book. But when I watched Black Panther, I was like, no, what? It's now or never. I'm gonna do it. I don't care.
And that's the thing. I think people forget that the importance of seeing Black people in different scopes in life reminds other people of what is possible. Like to see you, a Black man, writing a comic, it's like other, kids that may have dreamt of being comic writers are like, well, you know what? Someone else is doing it, so it actually is possible. So honestly, I have to commend you for bringing out this piece of work. What has the reception been like so far?
Oh my God. I've been getting messages from like parents saying that the kids are loving the whole idea of having a superhero from their country, not even more specifically in the UK. And most like Black kids, they're like, we don't have a lot of superheroes of color, people who represent us. So I've been getting like lots of messages from parents thanking me for creating this, asking me when it's gonna come out. And then I've kind of collaborated with different charities and organizations who have taken a lot of copies to a lot of kids that are involved. And even older people into comics have been like, yo, this is fresh, this is new, it's retro, we just need new stories because we already have Batman, we already have Superman. We need some new stuff, so it's been like really, I've sold like 2,500 copies so far.
That's amazing. I was going to ask, but I didn't want to, some people feel shy talking numbers, but that's a really big accomplishment.
yeah, with less promo as well. So it's kind of like through my Facebook, people that know people that have seen it. But now the promo started because the media is involved, BBC,
Yeah.
STV, and then I've got a few sponsors who have paid some money so that I can have posters around the city. So it's really exciting stuff.
This is amazing. Where would you say the bulk of your customers are coming from? Are they coming from, Scotland, or is it London? Are there any areas in particular?
Scotland, but I've got London as well. People
Yeah.
from London are interested because they're like that. This is Scotland, Okay,
Yeah.
they're surprised, but they're like, okay, this is interesting. We gotta check it out. In America, Los Angeles and New York, they're like, whoa, in
Really?
Scotland? Yeah, a lot of Americans like, you've got black people in Scotland. I'm like, yeah, we do. Like, it's not like the end of the world, but yeah. So Scotland, London, a lot of people from London,
Yeah.
Manchester, then Los Angeles and New York. So
That's
the
amazing.
big
Now,
numbers.
I read this and I said to my boyfriend, I would actually want to watch this as an animated feature. So, like I said, I'm huge into my comics. I watch DC animated features till this day. And I feel like Beats of War would make an amazing animated feature. Do you have any plans of turning it into a feature or a series in the future?
I mean, I've got a lot of studios who have called me who I'm not allowed to mention, who
Okay.
have interest. They want to see where the story goes because sometimes when you end the story there, they're like, okay, what's going to happen to these
Yeah.
characters?
Yeah.
How you develop your character. So if like 3 studios, one animation, other film studios. So we just got in touch, established the relationship, and then we
Yeah.
see how this goes. Because I mean, we watch Black Panther. Black Panther is amazing, but even having more characters like, I mean, we have Superman, Batman, like freaking Captain America. It's a lot. So having more characters who represent us as well
Represent
is
us.
good. And then they
Black
say that
Panther and Green Lantern and Black Lightning are not enough.
they are not enough. We need more. We need more. You know what it is. We need more. So that's my big dream, to do a feature film and films from that, because when you see that on the big screen, you'll be inspiring future generation. The amount of feedback I'm getting from kids, because I've run also like workshops, it's been amazing. They're like, because me, I've also used like exterior photography of the city so people can tell this is the UK. I want people to go and read the comic book and be like, oh, I can tell that hospital, I can tell that street, I can tell from just the way you've drawn it.
It's authentic.
Yeah, it's authentic. And I feel like all the characters you see in the comic book are faces of people I know from my family that I've used as references.
Oh,
And
wow.
I've also included some people that are really close to me that I feel like keeping them alive through that story with that facial reference would be something that makes me feel close to the comic book. So it's been amazing just doing
Etienne,
it.
this is awesome, because honestly, it's like I said, I'm a huge comic fan. So to be able to speak to the creator, having read the first episode, I feel like I'm finding out more about the story. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm really becoming engrossed in what it is to be a reader of Beats. Like it's just even the name of it, Beats of War. The beats, music. I love it. I love what you're doing. This is exceptional, man.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you got that Beats of War, So, and I've also, because I have to respect like the history of the UK and where I live, so I've kind of added in like the Reza gang. These were like the notorious gangs that ran the streets of Glasgow, who were like suited up, like Pinky Blinders, something really class to the story as well. So it's gonna be interesting. I'm excited about issue 2. When it comes out, just be sure to get an issue. I'm gonna send you one.
Listen, I am ready. I'm ready. I do want to ask you something though. Obviously, there are some people who don't feel comfortable when they see Black people being represented. Now, your comic is for everyone, but would you say you found support from non-Black people? So, have white people been interested in reading it? Have you been seeing support from the white communities and other communities alike?
Oh my God, it's been fantastic. They were like, this is amazing. It's good to see like people like you doing these stories yourself, because you've lived in Africa. You will know how you would still tell these stories, like elements to the story that I'll bring in would be completely different from like if someone who is white and is from the UK told the story. So a lot of them have been buying it for their kids. They've been like ordering lots of copies, and they've been really supportive and sending like donations to me to keep creating more. So it's been like a fantastic, thing to see them do that, and I'm excited.
Oh, amazing! And wait, you're not gonna do us like what's the guy who created Game of Thrones? He hasn't finished the books. Have you finished issue 5?
Yes, I've finished issue 5, but the story
Okay.
does not end that way. Yeah, I finished it there. But
Okay.
then what I do is, for example, if you bring, there's, you know how you can get characters like Superman and you see Catwoman. So I will
You
put
develop a
certain
next story.
characters, yeah, story to tell that,
Okay.
So like it is on Earth to seek for answers, and then in that process, he's trying to find his mother as well.
Yeah.
So I could tell a story of the mother, how
Okay.
she.
Okay.
Okay, so I can.
Okay.
There's different avenues of
So
how
there's
I can make
more.
it.
There are more juicy
Yeah.
characters.
So I've been like, if you see my desk right now, it's just ideas and ideas of how, because I'm excited about it. And there's one thing I always say, like, if I'm excited about projects, I'll do it, because you just,
Yeah.
that's the feedback you get from people. They can
Yeah.
feel the connection and the originality, and the whole energy around what you're doing. So I'm excited.
So another thing that I kind of love is merchandise, right? I'm not gonna lie, I recently purchased a 3-pack of superhero thongs,
Oh
which
my God,
is, I
that's
know.
awesome.
Listen, I swear, like, it's random. There are 2 of them are Batman and 1 of them Superman, right? But what are your thoughts on merchandise when it comes to, comics and superheroes? Are you a fan, or do you think it's just another way for, do you think it's what the fans want, or is it just another way of these big corporations to pinch our coins?
I mean, it's a way. Obviously, I'm not gonna say they don't want to make money, but I feel like if you own something except the comic book that is related to the character, you feel more like that character. Like sometimes I tell you, if I wear a Superman T-shirt, I'm feeling like I'm Superman that day. It's just the whole pride and the energy gives you because you're a big fan of maybe Batman or Superman.
Yeah.
It brings in that self-esteem within you,
Yeah.
and I feel like, I mean, they make money. Their plan is to make money, but also just kind of giving the fans more ownership to the character and the connection. They want to make people feel more connected to the characters.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a great thing,
Yeah. So can we expect some more merchandise from you?
Oh,
And
yes.
ET?
Yes, I'm going to create more merchandise, and I sent you a few, but I'm still working on more. I'll send you something else that you like as a merchandise as well.
Oh, sick. We love it. Oh,
Yeah.
my days. So I need to know, though, who is your favorite superhero of all time?
Spider-Man.
No way!
I love Spider-Man, but I love Spider-Man because I watched Spider-Man when I was a really young kid, so I kind of grew up to that. But my second superhero is Black Panther, obviously.
Yeah.
Reasons why I like Wakanda forever. Reasons why I like Spider-Man is because I feel like he's got that young self to him, and it kind of reminds me of when you're young, you're in high school and you got problems, and I super like connected to him as a character. And I didn't know about Black Panther until I got to the UK, so you can tell like the relationship between me and Spider-Man as a kid is just poof, and he's a spider, and then that's it. That's my favorite character.
You want to know something random? Today, literally a few hours ago, I rewatched Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Can I tell you, I watched that 2 days ago.
Shut up!
I watched that 2 days ago.
It's so sick, isn't it?
So sick. Just kind of showing you how there's different Spider-Mans from different universes.
I love it.
Miles
Morales. Listen, this is my third time watching it. I watched it in cinemas, and then I rewatched it again, like I think last year, and I rewatched it literally today, before this conversation.
I really loved it because when you're watching that movie, it's like you're watching those stills are like from a comic book. Like that's how they created it. So you feel like, okay, you're watching a comic book, you're reading a comic book, but seeing a movie. It's so exciting. And the action and the jumping, oh my God.
It's sick. They paid homage. Did you watch the added scene at the end?
No, I've not seen. I've seen the end where they closed this off thing that was opening up, and he saved them, he let them go home. Oh, there's another thing at the end.
Etienne, will you watch it on Netflix? If you are, go back.
Yes.
Scroll all the way until there's a minute left on Netflix. There is an after credit scene.
Oh my God, don't tell me.
Go back. Go back, Etienne.
No one told me that. Do you know that I went to watch this in the cinema? And I walked out. But I didn't think they were going to do a
Etienne, listen, we were meant to have this conversation today. Listen, scroll all the way through to there's literally a minute. I think it's a minute and 27 seconds. And there is a post-credit scene. Because you know what? I think there's going to be another one coming out.
Oh, yeah, they've already announced it. I was gonna say that they already announced it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was amazing, right? Just having the kid from Brooklyn, you know, a black kid is Spider-Man. He's got Peter Parker, another Spider-Man from different universes. It was, I mean, that's why these superheroes have to exist. I mean, look at the excitement. We feel like how do you feel like a kid already? Just talking about these characters and how they excite you and how you love them, and that's why we want to become old because we choose to be old. But you can keep the young self, just being excited about things like this, and still watching these movies and reading these great comics. So I'm really excited about the future and everything.
So when is issue 2 out?
Between February and March. I can't say the date yet.
Why are you making us wait so long?
I know, it's an independent company, so we're working on it. We're working on it, because a lot of people are like, Etienne, that's too long before you release another one. But I'm like, once the resources start, increasing, and then I can afford to get the guys on the team, on it almost all the time, then we can have a scheduled, release. And I don't want to make promises, and then people are like, okay, it's crazy, but I'm sure if I announce the date, definitely, and I'll send you a copy over.
Honestly, when I tell you, I read it and I had to read it twice because I was like, I want to make sure that I've soaked in everything that I can. Like, it's so good. The thing about me is, as you can tell, I am big into superheroes, big into comics. Like, I'm not just one of the people that only, watch those big things that you see in the cinemas. I'm big. I watch the DC animated movies till this day. I watch the TV series as well. So when I read this, I was like, let me take my time and read this cover to cover, and make sure I'm getting engrossed in this world. And when I finished, I was just like, where's the rest of it? I need more. So I feel like, honestly, it's exceptional. Honestly, it's so good. It's so good.
Thank you so much. I just recently I received a picture from a parent whose child read it and he wanted more of the story. So he refused to go to bed. You know what he did? He slept in the couch with the comic book. He's like, could you call Etienne tomorrow and ask him when the next one is coming out, because I want to know what happens.
My God. Okay,
honestly, thank you so much.
Before issue 2 comes out, right, I don't want to give you too much of a spoiler, but between now and the end of E.T.'s story, are there any major twists?
Lots of twists. You're not gonna see it coming. You're not gonna see it coming. Yeah. But I think what I'm gonna do is, before the release date, like when it's getting released, like tomorrow, I'll send you a copy so you have it before the release. So you're gonna get I'm just gonna make a note of it so that I know I got your address. So when you see something through the post office with a sticker on it, just know.
I'm excited. Okay, so my final question then. We are literally in the second to the last month of this crazy year that is 2020. I need to know, in the next 6 weeks, what is the one thing you want to achieve?
That's a good question. I just want to keep inspiring people, keep inspiring people, and I want people to see the bigger message that is behind what I'm trying to convey through all these stories and films that I'm creating. Just inspire people, give people hope for a better future, because it's been like tough times for the last few months.
Really tough.
So keep inspiring and giving hope to people.
I love it. Etienne, thank you so much for, opening up your world to me. Because honestly, having this conversation with you does make me understand more about where E.T. and his world is coming from. So I think it's always so important to not only, read work and content, but also to speak to the creators behind that content, because it just makes everything make sense, if that makes sense.
Definitely. Because there's more to it, There's more to it.
There's more to it. Can I expect any female superheroes from you?
Oh, yes. They're going to be there. Don't be,
Really? In Beats? Or I'm trying to get an exclusive from you right now?
I mean, why not? I know you now, so all I need is the permission, to have an exclusive thing, you know? Why not? I mean, I know you now, so it's possible. It's possible. It's possible, definitely. You know, we gotta show how badass, you know, our African girls are. You know what I mean? You gotta show that in there, you know?
Oh, African queens, yes.
Yes, it's important. It's important. We have to empower. It's not just me or just young black men or men of color. We just have to, you know, cross all people and just kind of show that there's more people can offer to the world than just, you know, being a guy, an ordinary guy or girl that goes to work every day, you know? So yeah, there's room for that. There's room for that. We're gonna have to talk.
Yes. Do you know what? The final thing I want to ask you, I know I keep saying final, but this is more questions keep coming, right?
Yeah.
If you could be any character in Beats of War, who would you be?
I'll be it. Because I'm it. Can you not tell the first reference is me? I'll be it.
Do you know what? I should have said any character but him.
By him. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. By him. I could be. That's a really hard question. I would be, because obviously I like the whole idea of villains and the superhero. So I'll become a villain. If I was not it, I'll become a villain. I'll become Steph. You know, there's a guy called Steph at the end who's the lead of the gang.
Yeah, he comes. He's the one in the chair, isn't it?
Yeah, he's classy and super like he doesn't take any BS from anybody, and you're yet to see where he comes from and why he's where he is. And I feel like I can play his character. Yeah, the character that's just the beginning. It's a really tough guy, you know. So I'll be that character if I was not it.
Okay. Well, I think this is enough to get people intrigued. Okay, it's enough to get people intrigued. Where can people find you, follow you, support the movement, and most importantly, purchase Beats of War?
So Beats of War, you can find it at www.mileawayfilms.com. You can see the website at the back of the comic book. So that's where you can find it. And you can find me on Instagram at director.etienne or at Twitter at Kubwabo. So that's where you can find the Beats of War. Thank you so much.
Etienne, honestly, thank you so much. Honestly, I'm excited to see where this goes because no one's doing this. You know, obviously, like aside from the interview, on a serious personal note, nobody is doing this. Like
nobody, and there's a lot of interesting things to tell. Like, I mean, I can't believe it. Like, I just watch a lot of movies in Marvel and DC. I'm like, why are we always getting New York City, Gotham City all the time? Where's our cities? Where's London? Where's Scotland? Where's Manchester? Just create characters that kind of live within, you know, the cities that we can recognize, characters that will inspire people. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. I don't care, you know, and I'm going to explore the whole history of the UK back home and just show our culture, bring in all the ideas. I'm excited. Like, I'm excited. Like, if you see the next issue coming out, you're going to be like, you go crazy. I'm like, oh, why not? You got to be crazy to
listen. When I tell you, I was scared. So when I got it, I was like, firstly, I was excited about the idea of it. But then I was like, oh man, if this isn't good, how am I gonna, you know, have a chat with this guy? Because like I said, I love all things superheroes. Like I grew up, I have literally watched every single episode of the Spider-Man cartoons, Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, Fantastic Four, Silver Surfer, and X-Men as well. Like I don't play when it comes to things of this nature. So I'm like, oh damn, what if this isn't good? Like, what am I gonna say to him? And I read it, and honestly, when I turned the last page, I was like, wait. No, you can't leave me here. Like,